Hey, 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 hey. Freedom of speech. Welcome, people. Yeah, y'all look amazing out there. You look amazing. Welcome to another wonderful world of freedom of speech. I'm gonna get the Instagram family in here. Let me get our Instagram family off in this thing. Let's get the family in here. Let's get the Instagram family in here. 1 second, 1 second. Uh-oh. I gotta bear with me. There we go. Here we are. Big stars. Going large. We in charge. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. IG Live. There we go. Come inside. Hey. Freedom of speech. Ooh. Who we be? Ooh. IG Live. YouTube. Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. Let me do the pin. IG Live. IG Live. Follow in here. Rep y'all cities. Freedom of speech. We going stupid. We going crazy. We live on the YouTube and we live on the damn. We live from the YouTube to the IG. You heard? Freedom of speech, 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 freedom of speech. Fall in, slowly but surely. You know, we got a lot to politic about. You know what I'm saying? A couple little things I just want to, chop it with the people about, really get y'all insights on. You dig? I know it's a lot of quarantine radio going on, a lot of booty shaking and shit, but I'm gonna pop on here real quick to kind of see what else y'all got going on mentally. You dig? Because it's a lot that's transpiring, and I've been popping on here and really letting people do their freestyles and letting people hear the new music, hear the beats, watch me create things like that. But on tonight's episode, it's a freedom of speech episode. And I want to let the people talk. I want to holler at the people. I want to get y'all perspective on what we facing right now as a people, what we are facing right now in this country. If you're in America, they got statistics out about Black people leading. African Americans are now leading in the deaths of the coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? Which I believe to be true. They saying it's true, and I believe it even to be true. Like it doesn't. That's not something that even shocks me, So we're gonna politic on that. I've now been like people that I know are being affected, now. So now it's getting more real for people, which I can definitely say that, because. Like a prime example is like the homie's like grandpa the homie's uncle, great uncle passed away from it, But see, a lot of these cases, what they're not telling us is that like a lot of the cases of the people that are dying from the coronavirus are people that are either old or already like sick, already dealing with health issues. You dig what I'm saying? And so not saying that it's not a real thing. The virus is a real thing. It was never not a real thing. The purpose of the virus, the cause of the virus, the fear that they created around the virus is the shit that's the lie. You know what I'm saying? Like like China lying, they had already been caught tweaking numbers, and America been tweaking numbers on the deaths, on the deaths, and it's real tricky. You know what I'm saying? But what's not to be played with is the fact that it is a real thing. You know what I'm saying? It is a real thing. The coronavirus is obviously, it's labeled to be more contagious than even 3 times more contagious than the regular flu, which is pretty intense, So that's the demand for the mass, So I'm definitely going to start even taking that aspect of it more serious as far as popping out in the mass, only because we are now being faced with, regardless of how I got here, because that's what I'm the most suspect about, how I got here and why it's here. Now, I know a big piece of why it's here is the fear that they are trying to create and instill in us in this voting year. Like, how ironic is it that in this election year, now niggas is coming with all this crazy shit. Not only is it a virus, but y'all locking niggas down. The greatest way to get people to do anything, to get a person, a human, a man, a group, any of that to do anything, is by instilling fear. It's simple as that. I work at the airport. I got insight, well, observation. Let's see what you got to say to the people. How you feel about it? What are you seeing? What are you experiencing as you there? Shout out to the family. Bless up, kid.
Bro? So let me tell y'all something. We could have had this whole situation contained. But you got to look at the people in power. Like you said, they have, the reason this is so much bigger than the actual flu is because they're on social media. They have made social media a platform. They have put fear. The best way to have somebody do something is to scare them. We've seen it in movies a couple of times. Exactly. Well, you don't give me this money, I'm gonna get you and your family. Exactly. Oh, okay, I'm gonna get you money. Mm-hmm. So y'all gotta, what I feel you on is, this is something that we gotta realize too. We got the flu, right? Have you ever took NyQuil? Or some type
when
of
I was a child. Yeah, when I was younger. Yep.
Did you feel better right after you took it?
No.
Because you always kept hydrating yourself. You kept vitamin C. You kept drinking orange juice.
Exactly.
Because your body was already fighting it. The medicine was a mental thing that only made you be like, "Oh, I took medicine, so I'm gonna get better."
Exactly.
So I feel like as people and as Black people, because like you said, it's hitting a little bit closer to home. I lost a homeboy, a partner who was always cool to me. But he had breathing conditions. So he had a respiratory problem. Now my cousin has it. She's kind of a heavy set person, but she's, taking the necessary steps.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like, like you said too, election year. We've been cool all this time. Trump has been in office. But soon as election year coming, it's time for you to get up out of there.
Yeah.
You go make it a thing. And a lot of people too that are, go ahead.
No, you got it.
I think, and like another things that I want people to realize is this is not gonna end when they tell you it's gonna end. Because if it end when they tell you it's gonna end, they know America's gonna we're gonna get angry. It's gonna be a problem.
Exactly.
Because now we like, how y'all doing when this is gonna end? But y'all gotta realize too, like I said, now they implemented masks. Like everything that y'all gotta realize is just keeping yourself healthy. I feel like keep intaking vitamin C. Keep doing all this stuff. The airport is nasty. I work at the airport. I worked at Tom Bradley International. So I was in the heat of it when it first came. Yeah. And I watched our flights go from 300 people on a flight to Guatemala to 5 bags being on a plane.
Yeah. And
guess what our people are still telling us? No, we ain't closing nothing down until we get a word. No, we should have shut the airport down. Airport should have been the first thing shut down. Y'all, but you want to know where our president ain't gonna do that? He looking at the thing like this. Cool, we got an epidemic. The only reason the coronavirus is getting taken so serious is because, and anybody can Google it, when in history have we had any jobs stop operating?
Exactly.
When have they told you to stay home? They've never told you that nowhere in history. Nope. And I feel like y'all can't also operate off of fear, because y'all just gotta live life and be like, God got me. I'm gonna continue to do what I have to do and take the necessary steps. These people out there that got kids.
Yeah, exactly.
So exactly. You just gotta take the necessary steps. I know I see a lot of people, and I admit it. When it first happened, I was still going outside. I'm like, bro, I'm not about to stay in the house. They tripping like I'm about to go outside. Yeah. Then when it started getting more serious, and I started seeing like stuff was like really happening, I was like, you know what? For my sake of my people I'm around, for anybody else who got a family member, I'm gonna stay in the house.
Exactly.
And I feel like y'all gotta be like that, man. We gotta be like that on more as a people.
Yeah.
And y'all gotta accept the fact that if you not, and I don't mean to make it a racist thing, but I'm gonna make it a racist thing. You black, we're targets. We've been targets for eons, for centuries. Our ancestors been targets. We as black people, you're a target. We always had that mentality. You from the IE, I'm from LA.
Yeah.
So my biggest thing growing up was I'm worried about the police bothering me, and I'm worried about them boys around the corner that's sitting on that block.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you feel me? You're a target. And what we have to realize, too, is that, look, man, America go try to get over on this. They go try to pull a wool over the eyes. They go probably be like, look, we can't find no cure, but we could tell you keep hydrating yourself and vitamins and all this, and then you'll be okay. That's what they go do, because they don't necessarily have a cure for the flu. They don't got a cure for the flu.
Yeah, exactly. Hell nah. Nah, I agree with you, man. It's it's definitely a lot of trickery and sorcery, and I fuck with I like the aspect of letting you come in here right here and just getting off with your freedom of speech is towards that situation. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna let you, and I'm gonna let somebody else come in because I like that. That's what tonight's gonna be about. I'm gonna let different people come in and kind of just give what their perspective is on what we facing. You did.
Y'all just gotta be careful, man. We could have handled this situation so much better. I watched President Obama say it in the past before I get off. He said it like, we had people that was hired for stuff like this.
Exactly.
But our current president fired them because he didn't want to pay for them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a cold wiggle, man. It's a cold wiggle. Yeah. We go politic, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate the gems you dropped on the people, King. You feel me? We need it. We need you. And stay aware. Stay safe out here. Take care of your family like you're doing. I appreciate you.
All right, bro.
My dog. Come on, man. Yeah, man. Well, I gotta let the people. I gotta hear from the people. You dig? I gotta hear from the people. I gotta hear y'all perspectives. You know, I want to know y'all freedom of speech. I want y'all to utilize y'all freedom of speech. You dig? The reality is like my cousin said, Rakivia. It's a very real thing. Like the brother was saying, I initially was like even on the same type of time. Like, man, I'm like whatever. It is what it is. You know, the shit is what it is. Like, I'm still gonna run my program how I'm gonna run it. I'm still gonna do my thing. See, the problem is that like it's equivalent to like anthrax, right? Like when the whole anthrax thing was a thing. Imagine anthrax, that whole wave of sorcery being as extreme as this though right now, to the point where they're telling us not to go here, not to go there, not to check our mail, you know, things like that. I can't, at that point, I have to take it serious. I have to take the coronavirus serious because of what I know these evil higher ups have done to make this such a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, why it's here is questionable. How it's here is questionable. But it being real is no longer questionable because this is what they got to do. Like, they don't care. This country, these European fucking devils don't care nothing about lives having to be lost in order for power to be obtained. That, like, they actually rather that. So this time they just don't have to physically do the killing. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to physically do the killing this time to establish this fear on us, which is crazy because as technology is advancing and we're advancing, our minds are advancing, we'd be fools to think that the government isn't advancing, that science ain't advancing. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's just nuts to see how not only are we watching people die. Now, granted, it's not just the most people in the world. It is picking up, and I believe it's going to continue to pick up because that's a part of the agenda. Sadly, that's the reason why at this point now, we got to take it like a bajillion% serious because the agenda is already underway. It's happening. You know what I'm saying? So we be foolish. Like I got a 2-year-old son. Whether it's a joke or not, I can't afford to play around. Fuck around. I got a 9-year-old son. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it really like dawned on me, like, wow, these motherfuckers really pulled a jug on this. Like right here, right in front of our face. And now, of course, African Americans are leading in the deaths of the coronavirus. And they can't wait to plaster that over every media platform possible and get all the state of emergencies. We get Puff doing state, like, and it's all love to Puff, but you know, it's just like, it's crazy seeing how they're using the celebrities even as well to, it's like, is it just me? Or like, why is it that like every celebrity that keeps coming out saying that they have this virus, they like be happy seeming, like they don't be seeming as like sad or like concerned as like I believe they should be. I don't know. It be seeming a little like eerie and like a little bit. Oh, it's just off. Every celebrity announcement has been like off to me. Just like, I don't know, you know, and it's unfortunate. It's definitely unfortunate to see because it's like, I don't want to see my people being used as no guinea pigs or like used as pawns, but it is what it is. And we watching it happen right in front of our face. And now at this point, I'm like really locked in. I'm really locked in. Like, all right, we really got to be on lockdown because you can look up. Now, granted, in order to really truly like, I believe, die from this, like I said earlier, you would have to have like health issues or be older or young. That's what I believe. However, that don't mean that it can't still affect you, take over you, and then potentially spread to someone who it can affect. You know what I mean? And I was speaking to my cousin earlier, who is a nurse, and she was saying how, you know, she was having issues with breathing, and that's what really just dawned on me even more. I'm like, damn, this is really happening. Like, it's really happening. They really doing it. It's really happening. Like, my people really are being affected. Like, it's a really crazy thing. It's a really crazy thing. Let's see what the brother got to say. Sir Black, talk to the people, man. How you feeling, King?
What's going on, my brother?
Man, just politicking with these folks, man, about all this madness, man. How you feeling about it, dude?
Man, honestly, you already know, man. Like, we grew up with somebody close to us, man. We grew up with somebody close to us that know how this whole government work. I ain't finna put his name out there, but you know who I'm talking about. You feel me? Right. What I'm saying? Right. You know, everything is made moves by control, by fear. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, how did shit get into prison? We talking about motherfuckers that's locked down, isolated from the whole outside world.
Right. Right.
How is it in prisons? There's people dying in prison because of this shit. You feel me what I'm saying? These motherfuckers went on those flights. Nigga, they went out partying. They went at the grocery store. They went at the liquor store.
Right.
Do you feel me? So how the fuck is this shit that flooded the prisons and we got people dying left and right in prison?
Right.
Because, like, for one, it's population control. We all know, and we all know where it comes from.
Thanks.
A lot of people is locked down. So the prisons is one of the most overpopulated places in the world, period, point blank.
Right. Period.
And, you know, I seen some that T.I. dropped, you know, with this prisoner that put up, like, bruh, like, and they really putting these dudes, these people that got the same shit in the same room.
In the same room.
In the same room.
Crazy.
Niggas showed the tent. You feel me what I'm saying?
Crazy.
You know what I mean?
And this shit is really happening. Like, we can't ignore that. This shit, that shit's happening. That, like you said, that was, for y'all that don't know, it was a brother who's actually in jail with a cell phone, showing how they are in there being treated right now, like, and how them motherfuckers is being sheltered and caged all in with motherfuckers that got it and they don't got it, and all types of wild shit is going down up in there. And they can't ignore this no more. You can't deny this no more. Niggas are sneaking phones in. You can't ignore. We can't run from that shit no more. Go ahead, finish it.
Yeah. And it's like, dog. I mean, who's bringing that shit up in there? You can't say that. Oh, a CO came in with it again. No, stop playing. Like everything. Like I said, movie. You feel me? With Matt Damon called Contagious. Whoever ain't never seen that movie with Matt Damon, better go look at it. You feel me?
I ain't seen it. I'm finna go watch it.
Go look at Contagious, and as soon as you watch Contagious with Matt Damon, you gonna be like, dog, this shit is, and it's an old movie. It ain't even nothing new.
That's them the ones. Them the ones.
These motherfuckers is getting ideas on how to populate control. You feel me? The same thing, like I said, we got a brother, you feel me, that we grew up with that, you know, went to the army and all that. And he informed us on, you know what I'm saying, how this shit really worked.
Exactly.
Now, what they said is that 9/11 shit that happened, for instance, bro, it was 20, 30-year veteran pilots that said they couldn't even maneuver the way the motherfuckers hit the building and shit.
Exactly.
You feel me what I'm saying? Like shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and at the end of the day, ain't it flight marshals on every single flight that you own, and you don't even know they in plain clothes.
Exactly.
You don't even know it's a flight marshal on there.
Period.
A box cutter? Pistol? Nigga, you got a pistol?
Man, who is y'all think y'all talking to? And you know what? Yeah, the homie loaded right. The movie you talking about is Contagion.
It's called Contagious. It's called Contagious with Matt Damon.
Is it Contagious or Contagion? Like G-I...
Contagious.
Okay.
Contagious.
Okay. Because there's a movie called Contagion. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And there's a dude who's in the movie Contagion. That's an old movie. Yeah, the niggas in the old ass movie Contagion as a reporter in the movie acting, and now the niggas on the news doing the same reportings. Like, but right now, but the same dude that was acting in the movie. It's nuts. I just seen this shit on motherfucking like, it's scary.
And it's just like, you know, like when you were saying like about them tweaking the numbers. How the fuck we lead the country? No, not the country, the globe, in some shit that started in a whole nother region from us. They talking about we got 486,000 cases, 18,000 deaths.
Crazy.
Bro, in 45 days?
Right.
The fuck is that?
Right.
Then it's different talks talking about some 5G shit, some towers. Like, bruh, come on, man.
It's nuts. Come on, Black.
How do you control a country?
Period.
Fear. That's how you control a country. Is fear.
Come on, man. Hey, y'all tap in with Sir. Y'all tap in with Sir Black. This is my day one brother. One of the first cats I was ever rapping with, dancing with. All this is year 2000, 1999. It's my day zero. Love you to death, man. Tap in with Sir Black.
We brothers. Blood couldn't make us no closer.
Period.
Point blank.
Facts. My family. Love you, man.
You know what I mean? And I just have to tap in with that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know we all got family that's gone. We got family that's locked up, and just seeing this type of shit, just seeing everything going on. I mean, of course, man. Like you gotta take it serious because you really don't know like how this shit is really getting about. If they saying it's real.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, me personally, like, I don't believe the numbers, but I'm not taking no chances because I'm just like you.
Exactly.
Like, I got shorties. You feel me, bro? I got shorties, and I'm not playing with none of that. You know what I mean? I value my time on here. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a fact,
by us leading the deaths or whatever, the cases and all that, because not being racial, but I'm going to take it there. We the most dominant race. We're the most influential race in the world.
Take it there.
Not in America, in the world.
Take it there.
You feel me?
That's only a fact. Anybody that get mad at that just don't like the truth. That's the fact. You can't get mad at that.
You know, and you know, at the end of the day, I'm like, bruh, like, what the fuck? And then they ain't giving us no timeline on nothing.
Ain't no timeline. That's done.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. They're giving us everything gonna go back to normal this day. Then it get pushed back another
30 days. They doing like court. They treat
yeah,
niggas like court.
Yeah, and that was into further notice.
Exactly.
Nigga, that could be next year.
Exactly.
That could be next year, like honestly.
And
for people that gotta, use what they know and what they do as a talent or to survive in this world, bro, it's all put off to the back burner.
Exactly.
$1,200 ain't shit. Niggas spend $1,200, nigga, and they sleep.
Man, $1,200, that shit spent before you got it. That bitch already gone. What you mean? Don't let this.
Most people rent $1,200.
Man, dude, I don't even want to say
that's
how much.
That's all the economy is worth is $1,200.
Then they want to start tapping on the little 500 if you got some kids on it. Nigga, I'm gonna let some people get because they're gonna catch me on the hour. You went crazy. I love you, nigga.
All right, bro.
Y'all tap in with Sir Black, man. Listen, I gotta let the people, because the homie go, because we'll do that all night. That's what we do. We'll politic it up. Listen, he said nothing but real shit, and this is what's the scariest shit. And this is what I'm the most fearful of is what's happening at the finish line. Like, what's all this for? Fuck the vote. It's deeper than the vote, man. That's the cold part about it. Like, it's deeper than the vote. I'm trying to figure out, on top of the fact that, like, all right, China's making it already to where in order for you to go back to work in China, you gotta prove that you clear the corona. You know what I'm saying? You got to go through certain measures to prove that you're even good. You're green to their standards. What is that going to mean in America, though? What is that going to mean in America, dog? When it is time, when they finally do say, all right, now the floodgates are back open. Y'all who haven't committed suicide, went homeless, went bankrupt, lost your fucking mind, went fucking on drugs, who all y'all that's left, y'all can come back to work or come out and look for new jobs. But first, wait, before you do that, we got to run these little tests to make sure that you're clear of the corona, because we can't have any chances of the corona showing up here anymore. Like, what the fuck are y'all up to, bro? I told somebody yesterday, look, all these talks about chips, inserting chips through vaccines, little baby chips, or any vaccine or none of that, I'm going to just die about it. Or I'm going to be in the county jail or federal prison somewhere because I'm not getting no chips. Me and mine ain't getting no chips. It's going down. You come up over here, we going to shoot it out. And it is what it is. It is what it is. The legacy just got to go out like that before I allow these motherfuckers to put chips and do all type of nutty ass shit to mine. Nah, we not going out like that. And that's what I'm the most fearful of. I'm just wondering, like, what that is. What's that wiggle? Because that's the real play, man. We all hype. Niggas is hype for these little checks, and everybody want to sleep in, binge watching shows. Like, yo, no productivity. No productivity. I don't care if you work at McDonald's. If you worked at McDonald's for 5 years, you're at home every day right now. There is something that you can be creating, planning, doing. Period. Or creating a way to fucking make your own McDonald's. Like, there has to be something. There gotta be something. There has to be something. Let's see what the people gotta say. It gotta be something, man. It's wild. Where you at, man? Oh, there you go. How you doing, King?
I'm in the hospital with it right now.
You in the hospital right now? What's going on in the hospital? Where you at? Where you at? What city you in? What state you in? What country you in?
Empire.
Huh?
My camera hella fucked up, but I'm in an empire. These people talking about, coronavirus ain't really all that. It's just a flu.
So what you doing in the hospital, bro?
That shit.
You not wait. You don't gotta say that, but you're not in the. Are you in the hospital for the coronavirus?
Nah.
All right. Well, yeah, that's all I. Well, yeah, you ain't gotta tell your business thing. That's your business, man. Yeah, that's your business, bike, man. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, go ahead and politic then. I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
It's like some extra dollar shit the government just trying to like pop up. You know what I'm saying? So they can mess with shit.
Have they tried to run any type of test or anything on you while you've been up in there?
Huh?
Have they tried to like run any type of test or anything on you while you've been up in there?
Nah.
Yeah, don't go for none of that.
Nah, I ain't going for none of that.
Don't you go for none of that. I'm talking about not no. Man, and you gotta. That's just. Are there any?
Yeah, shit crazy.
Are there anybody that's in the hospital that you know of that's in there with you that's like that got the virus at all, or you know of any of that?
They keep them on another side of the hospital.
Okay.
They don't keep them all where all the general people are at. They have a whole nother side they put them at.
So how you feel about how you feel about everything? You sound like you got an accent, my brother.
Yeah, I'm Nigerian.
Ah, fire. So yeah, what's your take on the whole thing?
Man, on this whole thing, man, like, it's crazy. I feel like they try and use this to finesse, certain things into I don't think shit's gonna go back to normal. That's my honest opinion.
Facts.
Like this shit, like out of pocket to go back to normal,
Period.
But
I got you, Dad. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, they gotta realize that, like, how people be like feeling like people are watching them and shit. Like my brother be talking about, like people be watching me just when I'm sitting at home chilling and shit. You feel me? That shit is low key kind of real. Like I don't know if you guys been watching the news, but like Trump just passed some shit talking about they can't China can't update their cell phone and they technology because they be using that shit to spy on us and shit. And they got so much information on just our people alone.
Yeah, they was trying to say it was Snapchat. They was trying to say because of Snapchat.
Yeah, so it's like deeper than just this virus. They just trying to use this common flu to finesse us into some other shit, and it might be from China, you know what I'm saying? They might be trying to do some extra shit to gain leverage on the US alone,
Period.
That's why this shit really deep, like,
Facts. Bars. I'm gonna let the homie that's in the army speak on. He's saying in the army right now. I'm gonna let him.
Like trying to gain. They trying to do shit in Africa. You know what I'm saying? And trying to work with them people, and low key trying to finesse them too to gain the resources so they can build like artificial intelligence and shit.
Yeah. Oh and, yeah. Nah, they definitely was
artificial intelligence.
Right.
So that's why they're trying to put that shit behind our backs and shit. That's why everybody's in the house not realizing the fucking towers are going up and shit.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sleeping on the tower shit at all. I'm not sleeping. I'm gonna let the homie that's in the army right now. You barred up though, King. I appreciate you, family. I got love for you, brother. Stay safe. Whatever you in there doing, man, stay safe. Don't let them hit you with no vaccines. Stay away from them people, bro. Stay away from them people, man. Don't let the niggas hit you with nothing up in there, dude. Shut up. Shut up, Lordy. This nigga loaded dead. Yeah, that's my brother that came here jumping that fire too.
What's up, boy?
What's up with you, family? You in the service right now?
Yeah, dog. I'm in the army right now.
Yeah, you was telling me because you was you had that little. They had you in that little ass room, that little shack.
Yeah, I'm back in my crib now.
Okay, you back with Shorty or like with your fam or where you at?
Well, we ain't gonna talk about this.
Oh yeah, my bad. That's your business. My bad. Can't hear.
But I'm gonna speak on some real shit just to like put it out to the people. Like, I know a lot of people think XYZ is happening, but I'm gonna put y'all on game, dog. That's not the deal. You feel me? I've been in the Army for 7 years, bro. You feel me? I joined the Army at 19. So I'm gonna put y'all on game. Like, a lot of the shit that's in the media is not what it is, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now. I was in New York on leave for 3 weeks, bro. This coronavirus shit is not a game, my nigga. You feel me? Whether it came out of lab, whether it came out of a fucking whatever they trying to do to the black culture, to the people, you feel me? To the people that look like us, I'm gonna tell y'all the real, bro. It's people. My brother's in jail right now, and I'm not gonna say his name and shit, but the nigga got on the phone. The nigga called me, right? And was like, "Yo, it's a nigga dead in his cell right next to him, bro." You feel me? And that nigga on Rikers. That nigga on Rikers, bro, New York.
Word.
It's a tent on Rikers that they moving the dead bodies into the tent, bro. And it's still like, you know, every jail got a basketball court.
Yeah.
You feel me? Every jail got a basketball court. It's a big ass motherfucking tent sitting on the motherfucking jail with dead bodies in it, bro.
Right. Facts. Just yeah.
The shit is fermenting, bro.
Yeah.
And let me tell you how the shit is so fucked up. So, yeah, they try to isolate it to the basketball court, right? But let's how like the Army and a grocery store and anything is similar, right? Yeah, it's isolated over here on the basketball court, right? But the way germs work, say an officer take that body, moves it over to the motherfucking basketball court, right? Yeah, he got gloves on, but he comes back, he opens your cell door. You come out, you chilling, mobbing with your niggas on the whatever block you on.
Yeah. And
you touch that door, nigga, you got corona now, bro.
Right.
Because the average person touches their face 70-something times a day.
Yeah. Damn.
My nigga, you're gonna do this. Even if you don't think about it, like, excuse me, even if you put it in your elbow, right?
Or just, yeah,
all
that.
In your elbow. The next time you go back like this, you might push your arm down. You might sneeze and go like this. Bless you. You covered your mouth. Because, you know, black people talk the same shit. Cover your mouth.
Period.
Cover your mouth.
Period.
Cover your mouth.
Exactly.
You cover your mouth. You just put that shit in your body, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. I be smoking and I cough when I smoke because I smoke when I cough. And that's just be natural reaction. It could get
you can't help a body's natural tendency. So your natural tendency might be different from mine. My natural tendency is to do like this. When I'm talking, fact, look, fact, bro.
No, okay, go ahead.
But like, my natural tendency is I do this a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, when you put it on your face, you're gonna get it, bro. And what the people don't want to tell you is, I'm in the service. I don't want the negative narrative to come to the military per se. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it's some shit that I'm gonna tell y'all that I probably shouldn't say. But I got 4 months in the Army, so I don't really give a fuck.
Thanks.
What they gonna do? Kick me out? I'm already gonna get out. I don't care.
Period.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, the gloves and the mask shit is not gonna help y'all, bro. I'm gonna keep it a beam with y'all because listen, anything that's on your face, if this is the mask, and you simulate this as the mask, right? Air is still getting through that shit.
Yeah.
They want to tell you it's not airborne. They want to tell you it's not this, that, and the third. Yeah, fuck all that, bro. We don't know nothing about the virus, dog.
Exactly. They don't know nothing about it. Like, they do, though, but they do.
Yeah, they do, but we don't. Right. They do, but we do not know nothing about it, bro. So kings, queens, the key to this fucking virus is, bro, they want to keep us inside. They want to run up the Netflix. They want to run up the Netflix, the Hulu, all that shit.
Yeah.
Go outside. Melanin, the way melanin works, we build and your cells grow off the sun.
Exactly.
You have to go outside, bro. Yeah. You have to go outside.
Period. I will get sick, me personally. Like, I will get sick. I get sicker if I'm not going outside. Like, bro, if I sit up in this crib, I'm going to start getting that's natural. Without corona or nothing, I would naturally just start feeling weirder, start coughing. My shit is just start like I can't do that. That's just not the way. And
that's a fact.
It's just scary for sure to see. It's scary for sure to see how they finessing all of this shit, from the mass shit to all of this, from the corporations, the companies, like you said, they keeping us in here to run all the little bills up. All that shit's still flourishing. All the grocery stores is still flourishing. All the gas stations, like all the big corporations, the big corps, they good. They want my restaurant to shut down. They want all these small businesses and companies, they want all of them to shut down. They want, like, luckily the people who work at the grocery stores and gas stations, they still got a job. But these quote unquote non-necessity companies, now they all got to drop though. Like that, all that shit is trickery. There's trickery in all of that.
And like, bro, I make money either way. Like I'm in a government job, right? Rain, shine, sleet, tornado, hurricane, volcano. I'm getting my check, right? And I feel bad because there's people working at a Walmart, right? Let's talk about the contagiousy of Walmart, right? You go into Walmart, you touch something, you be like, you know what? I don't need this soap. Let me put it back. You don't know if you got the Rona, nigga. Somebody else is gonna come and grab that.
Right.
And now imagine the young black brother that's stocking the shelves. He got it, and he don't even know.
Yeah.
He don't even know, bro.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
They talk about social distancing. They got the nerve to put little X's up and spread niggas apart in the lanes. Like, what the fuck is that? What is that?
Bro?
We all in the same building, nigga. We all in the same building. In them grocery stores, we all in the same building. And to me, it's like I'm questioning the food now, because now at this point we all gotta run to the same market, same store, same all of that. Like my big bro just said, Stater Brothers did 90 million in a month. In a month. Like niggas are going crazy right now, bro.
And like, if we want to look at it on the terms of the U.S. too, because like I said, I'm in the military. I'm out here in Belgium. I'm all the way out in Belgium.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how Belgium doing it. If I'm riding in my car and say, I'd be like, Price be like, yo, pick me up, bro. I really need groceries. Say you ain't got no car. Yo, bro, don't worry about it. You got a whole family. Yo, come scoop me. I'm gonna scoop you, excuse me, and then I'm gonna take you to the store, right?
Yeah.
If I'm riding around in my car in Belgium and you're in my passenger seat, they're automatically gonna give me a $500 fine, euro fine. So that's like almost $550.
Why a fine?
So they're gonna give us a fine, right? So they're gonna take my name and they're gonna take your name down, Social Security, the whole nine, right? So next time, if you get caught again with another individual in your passenger seat, the fine is now €5,000.
Damn.
So they're gonna keep you in the crib. They're
Right.
gonna keep you in the crib regardless.
Yeah.
And this is the proxy of it, bro. If you're not working, we know, I'm speaking as the government, we know you ain't got the bread to pay that €5,000 because you ain't been at work for 3 months. You ain't been at work. So how we know? Now, they're going to expect Price, right? Even though you was riding with your boy Dev, I picked you up after love.
Yeah.
They're going to expect you to get up, get dressed, go to court to try to fight a fine from trying to feed your family.
Right. During the coronavirus.
So,
Bar.
and me, bro, and I'm speaking for the most people in the chat. Like, niggas is not putting somebody in a back seat, nigga. If I'm driving, I'm not an Uber, bro. I'm like, you're not gonna sit in my back seat.
Yeah.
You gonna rock?
Yeah. Period.
That shit weird.
And, but they're letting Ubers Uber. Even if you were Uber, why the fuck are Ubers able to Uber? Like,
come on, bro.
why are Ubers able to still Uber? Like, that just don't make no fucking sense.
Come on, bro.
That is crazy.
Come
Hey,
on,
yeah,
bro.
we gonna let some more people come in. Drop some else. You got more negative phone? Come on, cause you look like you had some more bars to drop on them, man.
So yeah, I was gonna say like, think of it like this too. So what I don't like going back to the melanin aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
They want to keep us inside. They want to do XYZ, right? So for something in their natural habitat, let's go back to Africa. Our natural habitat was Africa. The sun was out close to the equator. the sun was beaming on us. We was flourishing in our own time before slavery and all that, right?
Right.
You would never take a polar bear, right, and put it in Florida.
Period.
It would not last.
Yeah.
That's not his makeup. That's not his genetic makeup. That's not his body's design.
Yeah.
So let's look at the government in this aspect. Why are they trying to keep masses of people? And we don't want to divide it between races. Let's just say they want to keep masses of people indoors, not exposed to vitamin D, which is a viable part of the human anatomy.
Especially the black human anatomy. Go crazy. Keep going.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a viable part of human anatomy. So you taking masses of polar bears and stationing them and segregating them in basically Africa. You putting polar bears in Africa, and then the news wants to be surprised and shocked when polar bears is dying.
Right. Yeah.
They're not meant to be where they are.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And our black brothers and our African kings and queens don't know that you need the sun, bro. We actually need the sun.
Yeah.
The way the melanin gene works, if vitamin D is not provided to the melanin gene, our bodies will literally deteriorate.
Get literally weak. Like I had to find it out the hard way. I didn't know that until I was fucking a grown man and my cousin died and I was in the house for 2-3 weeks depressed and I started getting legit like weak, sick. My body started.
Vitamin D deficiency for black people will literally kill you. It will literally kill you.
Facts.
Like when I have an aunt of mine that, bless her soul, she fought breast cancer twice, and being in the hospital, you know what I mean? And I get it, chemo, and I'm not a scientist, don't get me wrong. Chemo or whatever they try to do to save your life, and we don't even know what the fuck chemotherapy is, to be honest. They put radiation in your body to fix something. Doesn't make sense to me. But she beat breast cancer twice, right? So how is it that you staying in the hospital for months on end? The only reason she beat this disease is because when she beat it the first time, she was out and about. She was taking us to the park. She was pushing her own children through the stroller through the park. She was still going to work. You know what I mean? Like, this shit is weird, bro. This shit is mad weird.
In nature, getting like, now, like, oh, yeah, I'm finna borrow. You went crazy, bro. I'm gonna let some more people be up here, Dad. You always go crazy. I appreciate you always tapping in, King.
Yes, sir.
Love to you. Yeah, man. It's something real slithery about the man for us to be just in the crib stuck. Like that right there, even for all people, black or not, sticking you now, granted, the social distancing is amazing and mandatory, but cooping us up in the crib and just like they know what they're doing. It's like such. I feel like there's so many elements. There's so many elements to what's being done right in front of our face that we just don't, man, it sucks. It sucks because what sucks, I'm going to tell you guys what sucks the most. What sucks is the fact that the coronavirus is real. The fact that the fact that you actually could die from the shit. That's the part that sucks more than everything. It's like you can't even play hardball if you wanted to, or just be, unless you just don't give a fuck, But then to know that this tricky shit going on when it comes to the numbers are being played with, the numbers are being wiggled all across the board, all across the world, and then like to know that this world. And when I say the world, I'm talking now the world. Fuck the country. I'm talking about the whole globe. This world is in a competition with each other. They've all been in competition with each other. America wants to be ahead in the advancement. They want to be the one to be the first one to announce this on the science advancement or this technology advancement or this financial advancement. But China just does it and be just whooping their ass. Like, it's a competition. It's a game. But it's lives, though, we talking about. Like, we talking about lives. We're talking about lives being, but it's still slavery. It's still slavery. I was gonna say chopping blocks and shit, but like it's still slavery, and it's nuts, man. People call me crazy, but not need to see it from that. What are you talking about? Let's see what bro talking about. Yeah. Now New York is the highest contaminated, which I don't even doubt. Like, because of the fact that this shit I'm positive can be inserted into us, injected into us, on top of the fact that I'm positive that it's airborne. This shit's floating around. It's in foods. Like I'm not sleeping on it. Like I'm not sleeping on it at this point. It's more about what you're doing to fight it off, what you're doing to make sure that you don't fall victim to it. That's all that really is. That's the game that we're playing right now. And then making sure that you're securing yourself. This is the reason why I always stress to y'all entrepreneurship. Working for yourself, getting a bag. I would always say this to y'all. Look. Ah! I would always press the issue to y'all about how money is the key. Getting you a bag, securing a real bag is the key. That has always been my message. Why? Look now. For all of y'all that was just swinging and hanging off of the little couple dimes and dollars that y'all had because y'all knew y'all had a check that was coming. Y'all was living off it. Y'all might not even been living paycheck to paycheck. You might have been living paycheck to paycheck after paycheck to pay. I don't even know how to say the shit. But 2 paychecks to paycheck. That's what you might have been living on. But that wasn't it. That's not enough. That's not enough because they keep stretching it. They keep stretching the weights. First it was supposed to be April. Now it's the end of May. Like they're going to keep stretching it. Okay? Until niggas are broke, stressed, killing themselves, using drugs, depressed. Like, it's scary to see what's coming. Then everybody's going to be just running in fucking crazy rapid in their homes or whatever, or running in homes. Because once niggas start getting too broke, see, some motherfuckers got habits. Y'all got to over-enter and understand something. It's niggas that y'all got cooped up in them houses that got real habits. Just because niggas ain't running around with their teeth not out their mouth no more, and ain't stealing granny's jewelry off rip, wasn't stealing granny's jewelry, don't mean that niggas ain't running around here addicted to shit, for real, for real. I'm talking about real lean addicts, real pill addicts, real weed addicts, real alcohol addicts, real food addicts. We got real addicts in this fucking world, you hear me? That's gonna need they fix any means necessary. Niggas' houses is finna be getting ran in. That's the part of the game, like, I'm like, I'm just very, 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 very curious to see where this shit's going to end off at. Other than everybody getting scared, lots of lives being lost, wow, that shit happening, and then Trump and these fucking Republicans or the Democrats, all of them. I don't put it past none of yous. I don't put it past none of yous. You hear me? Go all rally together. It's actually not even going to be any of that no more. They'll fuck around and end all of that. We're one. It's one. The New World Order for real. You hear me? And we're coming to save the day. But you got to vote for this. This is the new program. And it's not even going to be about vote. See, that's how stupid, like, I feel like our minds be. Like, how many steps behind we be. It ain't even about votes no more, y'all. Vote what? Nigga, you can't vote. First of all, you can't vote. Second of all, they don't need your vote. At this point now, it's do what we say. It's do what you're told because you want your job back. You want your sons and your daughters to go back to school. You want things back to normal. Like everybody keeps saying, I hate this. I'm tired of this. I'm ready for everything to go back to normal. Normal. Everybody ready for everything to go back to normal. Newsflash, not happening. Not happening. Not the election year of Trump, the 4th. This is supposed to be the wrap. Oh, it's some shit going on, y'all. Do you have your funds in order? Do you have your plays and your plans in order? Because this ain't even gonna mean shit. These, look at these right here. These don't, they're potentially not even going to mean shit. That's the wild thing. Like this might turn into $1. This 20 might become worth $1. However, I'd rather have a lot of 20s so that I can have a lot of $1 than not nothing. That's how I'm coming. I want to be able to go transfer this shit to some gold. What do I got to do? You know in the movies where be like, take it. Just don't take my family. Please, just take it. That's going to be me. Fuck it. At least I got that. At least I'll have that to bargain and barter with. For PJ and Brodioski and anything, if God forbid, it goes down to that. Or take it, please. I need 5,000 bullets, please. Whatever the fuck gotta happen. I'm gonna be ready, damn it. I'm gonna be ready. I'm already knowing. Trust me. Your jewel, your gold, your silver, your assets, your rice, your grains. What do y'all got? I've been pressing the line on this. Sadly enough, I don't get as many views as Quarantine Radio and Booty Shaking, which I ain't hating, and I ain't mad at that. I'm fucking with my nigga. However, people don't want to hear this shit. People don't want to hear, like, go invest and lock in on financial freedom and building real, like, legacy, building wealth that is going to be passed down for generations on generations on generation. Don't nobody want to hear that. Don't nobody want to hear about owning no companies, buying no land. Like, don't nobody want to hear that. Don't nobody want to hear about being a dad, going and getting married and doing, like, don't nobody want to hear that shit. They want to see some ass shaking. Y'all want to see some ass. Look, this is what's nuts. I'm not hating or mad at no ass shaking. I done popped on all, from Boosie to all of them, to see a little ass or two, to see what's really going on. I'm not tripping. However, I go on there and I'm mind blown at how $90,000, $100,000, however many thousand, 200, 300, however many of those thousands of people can be, like, we are potentially facing, not even potentially, we are hands down facing a crisis in the world that we've never faced in the history of the existence, which is don't go outside. Locked down. Like, it's happening. Job shut down. That's all the thing. And everybody, there's 150,000 people that want to watch ass shake. And it don't even be good ass. So like them bitches be looking crazy. And like I'm sorry. I don't know how to not call women like that bitches, but I'm trying to not do that. I'm trying to like fall back from using that word. So I don't get how women like that. I don't get it. But get it how you live. It just is very mind-blowing to see, like, this is what we in. This is the world we're in right now. This is where everybody's focus is at in the times where you can never work a job again because it may be contingent on you getting a chip in your body or this happening or that happening. Yeah, women are pouring milk on themselves, like 2% milk. I'm watching y'all pour jugs of 2%. Like, what's happening? Now, look, I'm not hating on no booty, but it's just very, 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 very dope to see where the focus of the people is at. And then Instagram, y'all are hilarious. Y'all are funny because y'all freeze accounts like mine and other accounts that are y'all make sure we don't hit no algorithms. I got over 20,000 followers, but y'all make it to where there's 23 motherfuckers looking. As soon as I start speaking on them, y'all know they're gonna boot me out. As soon as I start speaking on them, they booted me. As soon as I brought their name up, I got booted out. Literally, soon as I brought up Instagram, I got kicked off. Now, granted, I might have been at an hour. But as soon as I got, oh yeah, we finna chop it. You in here. It's time. Come on. Send an invite, Bobby. Send a request. It's not letting me request you. Send a request. It might have been at an hour, but I feel like as soon as I brought up Instagram, they kicked me off. As soon as I brought up Instagram, they booted me. We're going to see what my brother feel about the whole vibe, man. The family, man. The family, dude.
What up, bro?
How you feeling, King?
I'm chilling, man. Listen, you chop it up, nigga.
How you taking? What's your take, man? I'm blessed, bro. I can't complain, man. Just, you know, locked in on all of this shit. What's your take on everything, bro?
It depends on what you mean exactly, man. I know you got a lot of
I got all type of opinions.
Huh?
I be having all type of opinions.
Yeah. Nah, so I'm not necessarily one that goes to the boogeyman theory, man. So it's like the them, the they, the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you.
So it's like I don't think it's very productive unless you have some like real evidence.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah, I hear you.
So I think anything else is just kind of dangerous to pursue unless you have some like real evidence to back the claim. You know what I mean? Like your man was talking about earlier, like with the when y'all was talking about the coronavirus.
Yeah. I think
it makes sense.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like I agree with that to an extent. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why. Hold on, I gotta put the pen. My bad. Because you know they kicked me. Because it's for you know, the premise of it though, at the end of the day, now you said a very important word, dangerous. That's a very important word. A very important word, because it definitely is dangerous, depending on, you know, what's being said, who's listening, and how they taking it and receiving it, and if you are just spewing out shit. So I'm in 100% agreement with you when it comes to that. However, I also feel like that's what these platforms are for. I believe that, especially with people like myself, having not only a platform but a voice. Like I utilize my voice, and I do enough research, because I can't prove none of this. I can't prove that the coronavirus is even a real thing, or it ain't. I can't prove really nothing. So only thing I can really base it off of is research that I do, and then theory, and then history.
Are you having doubts whether or not the coronavirus is a real thing?
No, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt whether the coronavirus, like actually people getting sick and that being the Super Saiyan 3 of the flu, I don't think that that's fake. You know what I'm saying? At all. At all.
So where's your reservations coming from? Like, what is the?
I mean, for me, the real thing is just more about getting the people aware of the fear-based like media tactics that are occurring. I believe, like I said earlier in the first live, that like a lot of the people that were coming out and announcing that they have the coronavirus, which I'm not even mad at. It's just something that was eerie to me about the whole wave of these celebrities announcing the coronavirus and the fear-driven, like based on the history of this country and this government and how they use fear to control us as a people. I don't fuck with what's going on. I don't fuck with how I know that numbers got like shot up and moved, like numbers were shot up and pushed in our face that weren't as serious before it was even serious. That's questionable.
But that's not. But like, how much do you know about like pandemics?
Well,
like before this happened.
So as far as like the swine flu, as far as like many other pandemics that have come and they've tried to push in our face and go crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Because like for such a new virus, there's no way they could have known how fast it was going to spread without it spreading, right? And we really not 100% sure when it started. So, like, the numbers that they give us are the numbers that they give us. And so all you can do is do what you can do with the information that's given to you. And so I understand having reservations with what government tells you, but like thinking about the government like a boogeyman, I don't think it's just very productive. Because like whether or not you know somebody that has gotten it is kind of irrelevant. Like there's one thing that the boogeyman that you keep bringing up won't go for is like affecting their bottom dollar, right? So that's exactly what's happening. The economy is tanking. So like anytime I hear a conspiracy theory, I always ask why, who benefits from it, right? So like who would benefit from the economy tanking? Like nobody. Everybody's a part of the economy. You're a part of the economy. Right.
But the government is, if you don't mind me, well, go ahead, my bad. I don't know if you're finished. My fault.
No, I'm just saying, like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, they, like, the economy is a must for everybody. Like, for a government to be ran properly, it's a must. For any military, it's a must. All of this stuff is a must because the majority of the government, their income, military's income, is tax dollars. So, like, we generate tax dollars. So why would they tank the economy?
Right. I mean, well, one, I think that this country, obviously, with them being able to even get $3 trillion stimulus and all type of shit like that, they're good. As far as when it comes to money and the economy and it truly tanking, That's not even a realistic thing with getting 400 years of free work. They good forever. Now, who suffers though is small companies, small corporations, small businesses, because who's not suffering is McDonald's is still cracking, Food for Less, Ralph's, Vons, fucking like all these companies, they're still good to go. All the companies that niggas hopped off the slave plantations and went and started, fucking Marlboro and all them niggas, they're flourishing. They're good to go. They still are green. Now, you're absolutely right as far as the taxpayers, them not having any money to go out and buy these products is what's questionable. Now, that's where these stimulus checks and shit come into play though, because them niggas giving these Band-Aids, these $1,200 Band-Aids to, like I was saying earlier, addicts. It's niggas who aren't addicts like their teeth falling out of their mouth addicts, but they're addicted to the things that they're addicted to. So when that $1,200 comes, some people are gonna pay their rent. Some people are already gonna be put out. Motherfuckers is gonna feed these companies though. These companies are eating regardless. They're not taking no L. I got a small business. Not all of them. But the main ones are hotels. Are hotels shut down? I don't think hotels are shut down yet.
They shut down too.
They shut down. So it's definitely tricky. I agree with you to an extent as far as like it wouldn't make sense for them to stop taxpayers, but I just think it's a bigger play, and we could definitely be like, oh, what's the point of talking about it? Blah blah, like all of that.
No,
but
I don't say what's the point of talking about it. I don't say what's the point of talking about it.
Okay.
I'm saying, like, I think you have to have a rationale behind it. Like, if you're gonna play the boogeyman card, which is they want us, whoever they is, right? When you say they, you mean who exactly are you referring to? Like, I think we have to identify who we're even talking about.
Okay, so perfect. When I say they, off rip, first off, like the ultimate they is like the European leaders that's over like America and fucking everything. Like the motherfuckers that started slavery, benefited from slavery, and then this government. You know what I'm saying? Who are European leaders? But I don't like
who is that?
What was that?
But like, who is that though? The European leaders that started.
So to me,
who
that's the government. That's the motherfuckers that are behind the puppeteers of Trump, the descendants of slave masters. That's who I'm speaking about.
But
there is no direct person to identify. That's the reason why they put Trump as the mascot. Trump becomes.
This is what's dangerous, right? This is what's dangerous. If you can say they and say I don't even know who it is, then how are you even sure that there is an overseeing force?
Oh no, I'm positive there's an overseeing force because this country was created from that overseeing force. Like
how would you know that though?
Because we were brought. Listen. We were brought here from them. Like that same overseeing force that I'm talking about brought us here and profited from our people for 400 plus years for free. So that's listen. Go ahead.
No, so when you say like they profited from, are you talking about America, like in general?
I'm talking about America, but I don't even like just saying America. I like using Europe as a whole. America just branched off, but America is descendants of European slave masters, European fucking colonizers. That's what I'm talking about. Like the same. This is my thing. We were brought here because I wouldn't even be talking about these niggas or even concerned if my people weren't brought here and they didn't flourish off of our people for 400 plus years for free. I own a restaurant. If I could get niggas to work for me for 4 years for free, I'm going to be me and for generations. I got at least 3 generations. We're going to be rich. So if you get 400 years of free work from millions of people, millions of our people work for free for 400 years. I'm telling you shit you know, but people on here may not. Millions of our people work for free for 400 plus years, and they benefited off of this profiting wise. Those are the people I'm talking about.
I hear you, fam. I hear you, fam. But you keep saying they, right? And
white people, European slave masters. I'll say it straight out.
All right. So are you talking about the overarching like white supremacy? Is that what you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so white supremacy is definitely a byproduct of slavery. I would agree with you there. But when you keep saying they they put Trump in power, like
white supremacy.
How would one even begin to see who they are? Like,
so how you would be
to identify
so for me, how I believe I was able to identify who they were, white supremacy, was by going and doing my research from step one. Like doing the shit that people don't like talking about, like African slaves and Africans and all that shit. But I had to go do that to see what has been happening since the beginning of time, which is them going and colonizing nations, meaning European white supremacy has been colonizing nations. And they did it. They weren't the first to do it. They were the smartest to do it. They were the first ones with the gun, and they were the smartest to execute. So they were the ones to flourish white supremacy. White supremacy, I'm gonna stop saying they, then I'll address them direct. White supremacy was the first to flourish financially off of all this colonizing. And they still are, because those are the same people that are our government. Like those slave masters that were the white supremacist slave masters, they didn't do nothing but have kids and grandkids and kids that got to benefit from that those are the people that are in power, which is why we see Black people dying. Now, granted, yeah, people kill each other all day in the hood, all right, cool. But we see multiple cops for all that span of years where Black men were just dying every day on camera from police and all that shit, nothing happening. Like we see, you know what's going on. You hear, you know what's happening.
Yeah. All right, so it's hard for me to walk where you at because there's certain premises I don't agree with necessarily.
Okay.
It's not that I don't understand white supremacy. It's not that I don't understand the transatlantic slave trade, which it still has repercussions that are reverberating throughout American society today, 100%.
Yeah.
But I think you're using and I wish I knew a little bit more about what you're talking about, because I think you're using a little bit of conspiracy theory and splicing it with a little bit of American history, and there's this mesh that doesn't make any sense to me. When you say they, it can't be a single group of people, right? It can't be all white people, and I'm not even going all lives.
Of course
that's
not.
not what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is, white people definitely benefit from white supremacy. But when you say they, I'm just a big believer of I like to see who I'm fighting.
I like that.
I want to see who I'm fighting, right? So I have to identify an enemy, right? Hold on, I gotta address this real quick. Conspiracy theory is a word used to diffuse open-minded conversation. That's a crock of shit. Because this is it. I would love it for her or whoever said that done. But this is why it's crock of shit. It's crock of shit because if there's no rationale for your basic beliefs, then anything goes. I could say, dog, I'm surrounded by green animals right now, and you be like, yo, that's conspiracy, and I'll be like, no, dog, you just trying to diffuse open-minded situation, open-minded conversation. Hold on, go to mama.
Right. I love that, bro. I love that.
But it's facts. So people who this is what I found about conspiracy theories, because it's a thing. When you keep digging and you keep digging and you keep digging, they're gonna come up with 1 or 2 or 3 answers, and it's usually them or they or the government, and they can't go no deeper than that.
Yeah.
And if you can't go no deeper than that, I'm not saying it's not important to recognize, but it makes it less credible at the end of the day if you continue to say them and they, because then we just fighting the boogeyman. It's a boogeyman.
Right. I mean, to a small extent, it is a boogeyman because I mean, if you want me to be real with you, like to a small extent, it is a boogeyman because a prime example is like what we fighting right now. We fighting a war. I said it in a little freestyle. We fighting a war right now with no guns or missiles. We fighting a war right now, but we not fighting the war. But we're in martial law, like we're on lockdown, damn near martial law, but it ain't martial law. It's like, so they don't even have to be that big bad boogie. They don't got to do that to still be the boogeyman. But I'm gonna address the conspiracy vibe first. So let me get to that. So as far as the conspiracy theory with history, it may just sound like that only because, like you said, you don't know about some of those things I'm speaking of. So it may sound like conspiracy theory. For me, it's only history. So I don't talk about, like you said, I don't talk about white supremacy other than dealing with their history of what they've done. And so it's not just white people.
But that's not the conspiracy part.
Okay, so what's the conspiracy part?
So like how you're attributing
the coronavirus
to like they got us on lockdown. Like it's the smartest shit to do. Like if you don't think social distancing and staying the fucking inside is the smartest thing to do, what is a good solution to stop a viral infection that spreads like wildfire? I
mean, I'm 100% agreeing that we need to be like not being around people. Like I got a 2-year-old son. That nigga's on lockdown. So I'm with you because this is what we're now forced to do. Just like, and I hate to have to go to this, but I'm a black man and I'm in America. So this is what I got to do. It's equivalent to if I'm like on the plantation. I don't want to have to be here, but I got to be here. So now I'm picking shit because I don't want my back getting wet. So I have to pick the cotton. I have to be in my house because this is what has to be done. And it has to be done because of, for me, a bigger, like, since the year 2000 and before then, but I was 10 then, and that's when I got to realize it all. Since then, damn near every year, there's something. Like every year, there has been a pandemic of some sort. Whether it was the Y2K and everybody sitting at their garage with fucking canned goods and water bottles and waiting for the world to blow up, or it's always been shit. Every year it's some shit. Swine flu, fucking Ebola. But that's nigga, that's life. My point. But listen, that's my point, bro. So it's not a conspiracy theory. It's the history of what they do. They work us up. They work shit up. No. What I'm saying that's life is, dog, we live in a world, we evolved in a world where we're surrounded by bacteria, we're surrounded by viruses that are continually evolving as well. So when you say there's always been something, there always was something. There's always going to be something. Which is my point about I'm unsure where you. So that's my point about the coronavirus. It's like they're using this coronavirus as if there has not always been a flu, as if the coronavirus was. It's not. There hasn't been this strand of coronavirus yet. Like, hold on. There's certain premises we have to agree on, right? Like, do you believe that viruses evolve? Hold on. Do you believe in evolution? Do you believe? It depends on what you're talking about, but I believe in evolution. I don't believe in like man to monkey, monkey to man evolution. I don't believe in that. All right. Well, nobody believes in that. Okay. I didn't know what type of evolution we got to. Yeah. Nobody believes in that. So like that's a. So what type of evolution? Or if you're talking about just things evolving, then yeah. Right. So things do evolve, right? And so the issue America has in general, and just the world really, is the scientific illiteracy, right? And I don't mean any disrespect by that, but it's really understanding how and what science, like the history of science and how science works and operates. And so, long story short, evolution happened. We didn't come from monkey to man, right? Like we had a descendant, we had a common ancestor. It happened, right? And so every single thing on this planet has evolved. And so how
how viruses evolve and how bacteria evolve. It's the reason why I know you're probably anti-vaccination as well, because this is along the line of
100%.
thought, right?
100%.
Right.
100%.
Right. So, but the reason why vaccines work, is because, man, these comments are killing me. I'm
I don't even be paying them no mind. I'm listening to you.
You got a whole clan of conspiracy.
No, I don't even pay them no mind. You got troopers in here too, man. You got troopers in here.
It's all good. So the reason why we know, it's the reason why, like, if you take like polio, for example, do you believe that polio was a real disease?
Yeah. I'm just answering your question flat. Yep.
All right. So polio was eradicated by a vaccine. Okay. Vaccinations have saved so many more lives than they have taken, and it's not even close. And the reason why we know it works is because it's continual, reliable results, time after time again. And the issue we have with Americans is that they don't understand how science works. They don't agree with certain premises about science, and from there they develop their own thoughts about what has happened and how it's happening, right? And because of this, you have an onslaught of misinformation that goes on. So with chicken pox, but do you see that shit is killing me? But so anyway, how coronavirus is a new strand of a virus that has already been around, right? And so we haven't had it before, and so that is the basis of human innovation, is continually developing things to ward off new strands, new bacteria and viruses that we come across, because we're susceptible to this thing, because we're humans and we're part of this earth.
Right. I agree. I agree to extent to what you're saying. Yeah, the comments is next. We can't pay the comments no mind. As far as like things like polio, everything from fucking smallpox to all of that. And yes, to the people, first of all, like everybody that might be in here, that even if you African American or not American, African, I don't care what you are, you may not like equate your experience here to slavery, but I do. Everything that I go through here, I instantly take it to there, because that's the root of their game plan for us. It's already been written. Like, but if for anybody that don't know that, that's between you and God, and amen.
So I got a question. So how do you decipher what they
white supremacy?
No, how do you just decipher what they put in plan for us and what is naturally occurring? Like how do you rationalize which one is which?
Well, I base it off of what's happening around what's occurring. So the flu, for instance, AIDS, for instance, fucking heart disease, cancer, many things that's been killing thousands and millions of people for years has been going on, but there has not been everybody locked down your house. Everybody, there has not been all of this surge for fucking toilet paper and all of this madness and all of this media and these lies. There has been like, I didn't know I was going to be like kind of like debating in a sense, so I would have went and got some little documents up. You know what I'm saying? Of the like these niggas have factually lied though. So y'all go do your own research. These niggas have factually already lied about numbers of people that have died and been infected. And so those small things alone, once you are doing anything of that nature, I'm instantly taking it to the plantation. We're instantly going there, because at that point, because when the flu was happening, it just was the flu, and everyone should just get a flu shot. That's all that it was. Even though the flu kills more people, still even right now, the corona has not surpassed flu deaths yet. So still
that's not how math works though.
What was that?
That's not how math works, though. So
that's fine. But I know where the ratio is going. I know where ratio. I know as far as ratio where we look like we're set to go.
But that's like saying, hold on, I'm just giving you an analogy. That's like when you're talking to white people, right? And you'll tell them black people are killed more disproportionately than white people by the police. And they say, well, if you look at the total deaths, white people have more deaths. That's not how stats work. That's not how any of that works, which is why that's a bad argument on their part. Have you ever heard that argument before?
I mean, no, I ain't never heard nobody say that.
If you talk, it's usually right-wing white people. Right?
Yeah.
They'll say, or just right-wing people in general, because black people do it too. They'll say white people, there's more white people killed by police than black people. But when you look at the statistics and then you factor in the population percentage size, disproportionately, black people are dying more by police officers than white people, disproportionately. So that's how math works. And so this is the same thing. It's the exact same thing. Like, yes, there's more deaths, but the rate at which it's killing people and the rate at how many people have it is exponentially high. That's why they're shutting shit down. And that
to me is what's questionable. Like, that's the whole premise of why I was even on live and like politicking with the people, because to me, that's what's questionable. One, knowing that this is something that wasn't like they told us about it way after they already knew it. But like, this is something that's been going on in China, been going on in many places across the world. And y'all wait till damn near it's already, we knee deep into the shit to finally alert the American people. One red flag. Like, it's so many fucking red flags to the shit for me to make it questionable. Like, now granted, I'm gonna go through the protocol because I have to go through the protocol. I gotta go through the protocol to an extent. Because once they start forcing vaccines on motherfuckers and shit, I'm gonna go through whatever the other protocol is for that. So if it's jail or whatever it is, we doing that route. Now, that's based on history, bro. Like, for me, people say conspiracy theory, and a lot of people that use the word conspiracy theory, bro, don't do history though. Like, and it don't, like, as far as at least black history, I'm not too concerned with everyone else's history. I'm concerned with American African history, not even African history so much. I'm talking about American African history. The people that were brought here on the transatlantic slave trade and some before. That's the history I'm concerned with, because I'm still being affected by things that were set in place then. Bro, like, if the people in here that are rallying up talking about bound prices, ignorant, all that shit, if y'all believe that these motherfuckers set these plays in place that lasted 400 plus years and this shit did, then they just said fuck it once they let niggas free. Like, y'all crazy. Y'all got it if that's what y'all believe. You feel me? Like, there's a history of these motherfuckers putting vaccines into our people to create fucking Down syndrome on black boys, all type of fucking learning disabilities, learning disorders. This is a real thing. This is a real thing.
But
that's not a conspiracy.
The misinformation I'm talking about.
Those aren't, bro. There are. Go ahead.
Have you ever like actually read?
This is what got Dr. Umar.
Research.
This is what even got Dr. Umar. Are y'all even familiar with Dr. Umar? Does he matter to anybody here? This is how the man even, and that's just somebody that I'm just crazy about, but based on those studies and him being in that field and him sparking my mind to go and then do the research deeper into that, he was in that field. This is my brother. This is our brother who was in that field. I'm going to believe him. Especially knowing that I have a son that's 2 years old that has never been no type of vaccine, anything. He damn near never gets sick. He's perfectly just fucking awesome. And then my 9-year-old, he was vaccinated earlier on and things like that. And he experiences what he experiences. You know, now granted, I was vaccinated. I experienced what I experienced. However, I believe that my people were in jungles perfectly fine, in Africa, wherever we were at, getting no vaccines, flourishing perfectly fine.
So, we weren't though. So, do you think that life expectancy has risen as the years went on?
What was that?
Do you think that life expectancy has risen as the years went on?
Life expectancy?
What was the life expectancy in the 1500s? Yeah. So like what life expectancy is like you take a population, you take the average death, right? So like right now in America, I think for males it's like 75, and I think for women it's like 78 or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. So life expectancy has exponentially gone this way since technology has been interwoven in our society. So that includes vaccines, right? And if you want to take like you can't take an anecdotal piece of evidence like, yo, my son happened, like this happened to my son, or this happened to my kid, right? Because that
why can't I not?
Because that's not a good way to interpret the overall scheme of what's going on, right? So like if you say, yo, my son took this and this happened to him, right? I can't deny that experience, but then I could just say my son took this and nothing happened. So how do we figure out what would be a more accurate representation of looking at the situation?
Exactly. I mean, you base it off of your own experience. You basing it off of experience, and then you're basing off of history. Because if I continue to not vaccine my son and I'm pressing, what was that?
No, this is what I'm saying, right?
I gotta rip some of these niggas that's talking this Dr. Umar shit. I can't believe that. Oh, go ahead, man. I'm gonna go crazy. Oh, y'all hilarious. Go ahead.
So listen. So if we both have vaccinated our children, right? And we have different experiences. Yours was I don't know what it, so I want to put it in your mouth. And mine was fine, right?
Yeah.
There was no ill effects of vaccines. How do we then determine what is a proper? My bad. How do we then determine what is a proper way going forward to vaccinate or not to vaccinate? Right. The answer is this: you look at the collectivized data, right?
Exactly.
And that's what people don't know how to do or refuse to do. A little bit of both. And so there's been zero evidence of vaccines causing. I went down this whole rabbit hole for like a week and read paper after paper and the dude that started that rumor, Dr. Andrew Wakefield, conceded that he used faulty data for that paper. He conceded that. That's the dude that started this was Dr. Andrew Wakefield, and it was the autism thing, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's when the whole anti-vax thing started, and it's been not only refuted paper after paper, but the dude that started it was disbarred, and he admitted that he used faulty data, right? And so the issue is using anecdotal evidence to say, yo, this is how we should do it, is just a bad way to go about assessing a very serious situation. Because when you don't vaccinate your kids, it affects everybody around them. Like herd immunity is the best, is one of the best fighting factors for viruses. And when you and the smaller amount that you have vaccinated, the bigger amount that you have a chance to contract it and spread the virus. And so we've had viruses that have been eradicated, right? We've had diseases that have been eradicated.
I believe that.
Thanks to vaccination.
Yeah, but they also they were eradicated by the people who created it. That's what I believe, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that these diseases, there are man-made. Do you believe that disease? So do you believe that there has ever been a man-made disease? Do you believe that man has ever created a disease, or all of them were natural?
No, I said probably, yeah.
Okay, so due to the fact that my whole spirit it believes that man has created many diseases. That's where my judgment basis off of. I'm fucking looking at comments and shit. That's where I judge off of. I don't believe anything, like everything that so that's where that stance alone, me and you, like we kind of already differ. And I see like many people that are in this chat, we differ because from the gate, the moment that the media, the government, white supremacy, the masses is pushing anything to me and my people, I'm instantly like wary of it. I'm second guessing and questioning anything coming from white people, anything coming from white supremacy, anything coming from this government. Why? Because of their history and their track record. Why the fuck am I going to believe that they are creating something when pharmaceuticals is what drives this country? Like the most money-making force is for this country is pharmaceutical drugs. Period. Is Rite Aid, CVS, medications, niggas fucking vaccines, the whole 9 yards. That's how America flourishes. They don't flourish off of fucking tax dollars, none of that shit. They're flourishing off of pharmaceutical drugs. So due to the fact that that's their biggest moneymaker, why the fuck? I've never gotten a flu shot in my life. Been living perfectly fine. No one in that, like, so no, I'm not going to base it off of personal experience, but I'm also not going to base it off of European force-fed experience. That's not happening. Like, what I'm not going to do.
I don't think.
Go ahead.
I don't think there's a problem with being skeptical. I think being skeptical is healthy, right? I think being skeptical actually helps a functioning society if the foundation is right. So that's why I asked you earlier. I said, okay, how do you come to your conclusions on like what is true and what is not true? And if you don't really have a foundation that is a solid foundation on how, then anything goes. That's why I said that stupid green dragon or whatever
right.
analogy that I use.
Yeah.
Because there's no way to refute the things that I feel other than the things that I feel. And so if you don't have a legitimate methodology in order to come to a conclusion, then you're just doing it because you feel like that. And you may be right.
I mean, yeah, because
you may be right, but the way that you got there is not right? And the path and that pathway is important because that pathway has gotten us everything that we have technologically in our world today. Does that make sense?
To an extent, like the technology part for sure. I mean, it makes sense. It all makes sense, but whether I'm, you know what I'm saying, in agreement with it is the whole different question. Because see, one thing about it is like all the people that's want to ramsack the comments and like trying to bash me in the comments, I already know the type of mindset that y'all have. I know the type of people y'all are. I'm like, I don't even talk to y'all. This ain't for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't.
Like, listen, you'll never listen. You're never gonna be these niggas in the comments. Like,
no, yeah, for sure.
Like, just talk to me because I'm one of these people, right? So like,
no, most definitely. But I'm gonna address the people because they're ramshacking the comments. So the fact that they ramshacking the comments, I gotta address the people just off a rip. But the premise of what I stand on, because I can prove what I can prove. I can go dig into the research of the things that I can. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna be going off of white. You like your proof is gonna come from white European science, white European like things of that nature.
It's not true.
Well, then give me some of that. Then give me refer me to anything that's not European science because that's what I go off of. I'm not taking. You said what?
What do you mean by European? What do you mean by European science?
I'm not fucking with nothing European, to be honest. Like, I'm not going off of too much of anything European. Anything that really, the fact that I'm a God, bro, I really base it that simple for me. Like, my life's very simple. So the fact that I'm a God alone, anything that doesn't even resonate with my soul properly, I don't even gotta go down. Like how you say you went down a rabbit hole for a week. I don't even do that. I'm not going down the rabbit hole. It didn't even take me a week to go down the vaccine rabbit hole. I knew within 2 days of that rabbit hole that's out for me and my people. Like, it's that simple. Due to the fact that even like, due to the fact of like what I was even saying earlier in the live, it's small things like this. Our people being black people, melanoids, we need the sun. This is what me and my brother Dev was talking about. We need the sun. You're in agreement to that. I would believe vitamin D deficiency is a real thing for black people, but they're cooking, like they want to coop you up in the house, which you're right. You're right. It is the most safest thing. But for me, I got to think about that. As a black man who needs the sun to survive, I need the sun. And the people who don't need the sun, like I need the sun. It's easy for you niggas that need suntan lotion and shit when you go outside. It's easy for y'all to cook up in the crib all day. Like I gotta, for me, in my brain, I'm gonna question it. I gotta question that. You know what I'm saying? That's that. For me, the whole.
This is what I'm saying. This is why I feel like you take it and you run with it, because they're not even saying don't go outside. They're saying social distance. They're just saying stay away from people.
Yeah, bro.
Like, you can go outside.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yet is what I'm saying, because it's all been gradual. Like you said, evolution, it's been an evolution for all of this shit. So for me, based off the history of it, because what we're in here using is our freedom of speech. And so based off of the history of what they've already been showing me with the evolution of this coronavirus, is it's only getting more and more fucking condensed, more and more controlling, more and more. You can't do this, you got to do that. You can't do this, you got to do that. Blah, blah, blah. Somebody's stupid ass said, what? Yeah, go ahead.
It's because people.
Them white people too. Y'all, them are white people. It's a lot of white, because I'm seeing their little faces and shit. It's a lot of white people. Y'all, it's a lot of y'all white people that are here popping that hot shit. Y'all got it. Go ahead.
Bro, it's the reason why things are getting more and more
condensed, controlled, all of that. That's obviously because it's getting worse.
It's because people are dying, nigga.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's getting worse.
So this is what I asked, is like, okay, how do we get here, right? Like what is the methodology that we use to get to the point where it's like you see that as a bad thing? Like, would you not have any? Would you have any regulations on society if you was running the president right now?
So it's not that I don't.
Would you allow people to vote for you?
No, listen, it's not that I don't see it as a bad thing, bro. Because like I said, I have a 2-year-old son. So I don't want my 2-year-old son to go around niggas with all this wild shit that's going on. So it's not that for me, and what I have to do is question why. That's what the premise of this all is questioning for me why. A lot of people are sheeps and want to just go with the flow and do what they told you to do. Like me, I'm not talking to you now, I'm talking to you, but this also to the people. I own 3 businesses. I've been a boss since I was 18 years old. I do what the fuck I want to do. It's been that way for me my whole life. That's been my life. I'm not a sheep. So instantly I'm going to think about something that does not make sense to me. That does not make sense to me. So if we, being the advanced country as far as medical technology and all the whole nine is concerned, if we were alerted about this in China months ago, why were we not on top of this? Why were the people that makes me cautious? So for me, it's not about it. It's not about, let me say this. It's not about being like, why can't we go outside or all that? That's not what it's about. For me, like we were talking about earlier in the live, what's the end goal for all of this? Like, I'm pressing to the people, go get some money. It's too late to go get some money now, but what I've always pressed to my people, my followers, my listeners, is establish wealth for yourself, establish generational wealth for yourself, establish financial freedom for yourself. Why? So that you're not fucking working at wherever the fuck. So now all you niggas is, half y'all here talking shit, I can guarantee y'all don't got a job no more. Don't got a job no more. Sitting around looking crazy, but I'm the one who is the conspiracy theorist and all of this shit. But now you niggas running around with y'all mask and gloves on, looking stupid as fuck and waiting on y'all stimulus check. You should have been listening to a couple of conspiracy theorists. That's all I gotta say. Go ahead.
All right, so there's nothing, like I said, there's nothing wrong with being skeptical, dog. Like, and so why were we alerted about it late? It's because I feel like we have an administration that is extremely they're inept to do their jobs. I don't think that this is the best leadership for our country, right? there's a lot of people that agree with that, right? But I think you think of like government as a monolith, meaning there's just this government. Like the government has thousands of different branches and departments, right? Like, so when you say government, it's hard to like pinpoint what exactly you're talking about, because like you have,
It is hard.
they don't like, but they don't all like meet in one room. Like there's different facets of government. Like if I was saying this the other day, like if me and you were to leave and go to an island, right?
Yeah.
And we would start a community and 100, right?
You
Like,
said
somebody
start a
would have to
community
be
in what?
Right.
You said start a community in what?
I said like 100 people come with us.
Okay.
All right. So it's me and you and 100 people follow us to some island. Okay. Somebody's gonna have to lead these people, right? And so I'll probably take that role and say, all right, you go gather the coconuts. All right, you go gather the wood for the shelter. Because whoever takes that leadership role, that is a government, right? You're governing a people. Like, so when you say government, I think you have this idea of like these 4 or 5 evil white dudes in a room. Well, if that's not the case, then if you understand how government works and operates in this country, then you would understand that people just like me and you, and they have political agendas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And right now, the current administration's political agenda is to massage the higher ups, okay, the 1%ers,
Okay.
which I'm a part of,
Okay.
which I'm against. Okay?
Yeah.
And so it's okay to have. Hold on. Okay.
Shout out to all the people in here that's been vibing and rocking. What's up, mama?
All right.
Or look, I don't
So
know.
it's okay to hold on. Let me grab it a bit. Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Now you good, family.
Hey, can you grab it real quick?
Shout out to the fathers out there that's doing their thing.
Right. All right. So, like I said, it's in our government has always been set up and ran by a system of capitalism, and that is to protect our economy, right, and funnel the wealth to a certain group of people. And so when you keep talking about like them and they and that, it's why I was like, forget what I just said about the economy. It's why I was asking you, like, how do we decipher truth from not truth? How do we get there? How do we get there other than this is what I feel? Like, feelings aren't bad. Like having a certain instinct about the shit that is going on around you in your country is a good thing, right? But is it possible for you to feel something that is inaccurate, that is not a good representation of reality? Absolutely, right? I feel certain things, and not all of that shit is accurate. If I feel like my lady said something to me, right, then I might have took it the wrong way. She didn't mean it, whatever the case may be. Like, feelings are fine, but you have to have a methodology in order to establish if there was never a blueprint to figure out what is true and what not true, we wouldn't be talking on these phones right now, nigga.
No, fact.
There's no way we would be able to. That same methodology is telling us stay inside. That same methodology is telling us vaccinating your kids is healthy.
Go ahead.
How I don't understand how you accept some science, but then you dismiss others.
Well, I accept the science that is like natural science. Like if I take a bucket of black paint and I put white paint in it, nothing's going to change. It's just going to stay black. And then if I take a big ass paint of white paint and put some black in it, it's going to change because black changes everything. That's the type of science that I deal with. I just deal with like natural science. And don't get it twisted. I'm also not a science nigga. So don't get it fucked. Like, I'm not your biggest science research. I didn't come on here for a science debate. I'm not a science person. And then to the people in the comments, understand something. Don't mistake passion for like aggression. This is my dog. Like, niggas is good. Y'all madder than anybody in this fucking shit. We green. But don't mistake passion for anger. I pipe up. This is what I do. I'm that nigga. Y'all better learn about me. Whatever. So like, as far as like, I'm not your biggest science, biology. I'm not doing all of that. That's not what I do at all. And I don't really deal with like, I don't deal with none of that. But what I'm saying is that as far as what we were talking about, because we didn't went to some science and shit, the coronavirus. As far as the coronavirus, and the whole reason as to why I was even speaking on the coronavirus. The reason why I was speaking on the coronavirus is like, because to me, what it sounds like to me is that like you're not addressing white supremacy. I've been said fuck government, because the government, what's happening right now is deeper than American government. So niggas are in Africa on lockdown. Niggas are in fucking Prague on lockdown. So it's deeper than American government. I'm talking about white supremacy. And no, they're not all meeting up in one room. You're 100% right. And no, we can identify one person as who white supremacy where the cape is. We can't do that. So that's why it almost is a boogeyman, bro. Because you're right, there is not a one person to go identify. Like, I can identify the one person that went and got all the slaves in the transatlantic slave trade. There was a click the dudes, but you can't just address that's not the case. So it's hard to do that, bro. You kind of asking me to do something that's not realistic. And if we're going to ignore the history of white supremacy, whether it was to Jews, so that's what I go off of, bro. That's all I go off of.
But so white supremacy is something that can be.
The coronavirus has everything to do with white supremacy. Go ahead, my bad. Them niggas are crazy.
Well, I would agree. Like, so white supremacy is an overarching variable in American society. I agree. I don't feel like that's like some conspiracy. I'm not. That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Like, I agree, but it can be verified like by mountains of data, right? Like, there's been study after study that shows these things. But when you talk about they, I think you.
White supremacy is simple. It ain't hard, bro.
But white supremacy is shit like, because of my skin color, I'm more likely, I'm more probable to receive a job with the same qualifications as somebody with darker skin. Like,
yeah,
that type of shit.
That's.
And
go ahead.
And food deserts and like, but this shit is all measurable, right? This shit is all measurable. Like, the shit that you're talking about, how would you even attack it? Like, where do we go to stop they? Like, where do we go to address they? Like, there's nowhere we can even go for they.
So there is no direct they. You're right, because some days are in police badges, some days are judges, some days are fucking corporation owners. The biggest corporation owners are some of the days. The president of this country is a part of the days. There's plenty of days that we can, point out. But as far as them as a unit, as a whole, it's a prime example is this. President Obama becoming president. And everybody expecting, because since we got a black president now, everyone was expecting black excellence at an all-time high. Black privilege, black favoritism, everybody was expecting all this treatment. However, the days ain't going for none of that shit. When Obama would try to propose things that would maybe even potentially benefit the black community, even alone, shut down. Nothing that Obama. That's why you hear so much backlash about Obama and his time as president and what he didn't do for black people, because of what he couldn't do for black people. He's not running shit because the theys are running shit. Sadly enough, I don't know who to directly. I named a few theys, but I don't know who those theys are. I don't know who they are. I ain't that high up. I'm not that high up. But those theys are the ones that are puppeteering Trump. Because Trump, do you believe that Trump really won this last election? Like, do you think that Trump actually won the electoral, like won the people, one deserved to actually be in the White House?
So what exactly are you asking?
I just asked you. Do you believe that, like, also, hold on. So do you believe that President Trump, that the people went and voted actually for Trump, enough people around the world, around the country, voted for Trump, and he won, he won being president fair and square? Do you believe that? It's a simple question, bro. Do you believe that President Trump, he was going against Hillary, he was going against many people? Do you believe he won fair and square?
When you mean fair and square, what do you mean?
If we don't know what I mean with that, then like, bro, how much more do I got to go into depth about that? Do you believe?
Because you're asking, like, I can't just say yes to an overarching question because there's so many. These are nuanced topics. This is not black and white. When you say, like, there was proof. That's what I'm saying. Like, I go by things that are measurable, that you could actually demonstrably prove to be true. There were meddling in our elections. This is not a conspiracy. Like, besides like the Russiagate, whether or not that shit happened or not, like, there was meddling in our elections. So when you say fair and square, I'm unsure what you mean. Are you saying did people go actually vote for him, or are you saying were they influenced to do that? Like, what is?
Bro,
I don't know exactly what you're saying. Bro,
on all levels, bro. On all levels. On either level. Did the people actually go out and vote for him? Were there tamperings from Russia? Like, that's why I'm asking. Do you believe that it was one fair? Like there are people in here saying yes, he won. There was no tampering. There was no. We back. And we back. I'm trying to get my mic. And we back. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Because sometimes when we come back, you can't hear it. We've been going in. YouTube 2 hours long. I've been on here with Arian Foster for y'all who didn't know, don't know. That's what we've been debating back and forth with. Or just, having a dialogue with. We back. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Because sometimes when it come back, you can't hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know hold on, I'm gonna start it over. All right, YouTube. I love y'all. Freedom of speech. Y'all know how we do it, raw and uncut. We here though every week. Tap in, like, subscribe, comment, all of that, man, is going down. Love y'all.